from Indiana's news leader. This is Channel 13 Eyewitness News Sunrise.
An SUV on I-69 collides with a bus carrying a minor league Canadian football team. What investigators say caused the deadly crash.
Protesters here in Indianapolis and across the U.S. are taking to the streets to demand change in Iran. Indiana lawmakers weigh in on that controversy.
Elvis played his last concert in Indianapolis more than 3 decades ago. How the city is celebrating the king this week. Good morning. Welcome to Sunrise on this Monday morning. It's 4:30. I'm Bruce Kopp.
And I'm Julia Moffett. Thanks so much for joining us. 75 degrees. Had a great Father's Day weekend, didn't we? I hope you had a great one.
Oh, we did, yes. I'm still full from the cookout yesterday from my wife and boys. So, yeah, I hope you had a happy Father's Day, too.
Thank you. You know, it was a crazy Father's Day. I was up in Michigan, on the shores of Lake Michigan, came in and saw that horrible accident on I-69, called it into the station, and it is a miracle that more people weren't killed in that. We're going to hear about that in a bit. But weather-wise, boy, it is hot out there for this time of the morning. In fact, this is going to be the, how about this, hottest week of the year so far.
Really?
You're ready?
Better, huh?
Whoopee. We're going to have some heat and humidity coming in to the area. In fact, it's already here this morning. We've also had a couple of showers, and this is basically from west to northwest, and you can see that rain through portions of Boone County up towards Lafayette. Not all of this is hitting the ground, but we are looking at this now in the northwest part of our viewing area. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few moments. Now, this is a view of our satellite imagery. Most of the heavy thunderstorms this morning are in the Chicago area, and this will be moving into the northern part of I-65 in Indiana from Hobart down towards Valparaiso, possibly Remington and Rensselaer later on this morning. We are expecting a couple of pop-up thunderstorms during the course of the day, and right now our computer models indicate that maybe southern Indiana could get up to a 1/4 of an inch, but overall, most of the day will be dry. Now, we're in the 70s right now, or temperatures ranging from 73 to 79 for that drive to work. We'll have a high today of 89, but we're into the 90s tomorrow. We're going to talk more about that. Get you ready for the rest of the week, Julia, in just a few minutes.
All right, Chuck, thank you. New on Sunrise, police are investigating a murder in the Eagles Crossing subdivision just over the Hendricks County line near Raceway Road and 56th Street. Police are not releasing any details at this time, including the gender of the victim or how they died. They tell us they received a call around 12:30 this morning of a murder in a home there. Police are searching the area for a person of interest in the case. Members of a semi-pro football team from Canada are recovering this morning following a deadly crash on I-69. An SUV slammed into the bus carrying the team yesterday afternoon near the Angola exit. The London, Ontario Silverbacks had just played a game against the Indiana Tornadoes at Park Tudor in Indianapolis and were on their way home when the accident happened. Firefighters say the SUV crossed the median after blowing a tire and hit the bus head-on. The driver of the SUV died. 2 others have serious injuries. Crews treated about a dozen football players for minor injuries.
At least 10 Iranian demonstrators have been killed in a week of violent protests following the presidential election there. Demonstrations have taken place around the world, including Indianapolis. Over the weekend, a small group marched on Monument Circle in solidarity with those who are demanding change in Iran. Speaking on CNN's State of the Union program. Elvis Week starts today at the City Market in downtown Indianapolis. The events will commemorate the King's last concert. Elvis Presley played his final concert at Market Square Arena on June 26, 1977. Events this week include an Elvis impersonator and daily Elvis specials at the City Market stands, along with Elvis karaoke. Have you practiced for your Elvis karaoke?
I haven't.
Neither have I.
I'm thinking what kind of specials. Wasn't he a big biscuits and gravy and mashed potato kind of guy?
If we're lucky, those will be available this week.
Those will be on sale this week. Well, President Obama will sign a bill to give the government more control over the tobacco industry, the new rules that would be put into place.
Plus, a 4-story building with a history of violations collapses in New York City. The problems at the building in the past.
And an 83-year-old pilot makes an emergency landing on a Florida expressway.
And this is a look at the last 6 hours in the radar. We had some rain this morning, portions of Boone, western Hamilton County, up towards Clinton County. For the most part, a hot one today. We'll take a look at the forecast in a few minutes.
Welcome back to Sunrise, giving you a live high-definition look at downtown Indianapolis. Right now, we're dry in downtown. Some scattered showers around central Indiana, 75 degrees. Chuck Lofton will have a look at the forecast for this Monday morning coming up in just a few minutes.
President.
Well, good morning. It's 4:45. Hope you're off to a good start. This has been already a very interesting day. It is unseasonably warm out there, and we have a little rain, and in some cases, a couple of very small but still potent thunderstorms. We're going to get to the radar right now for you. This is our SkyTrack Doppler 9000, and on it, you're going to notice a couple of areas of rain. Really, for the most part, this is a mainly dry morning, but as we zoom in here, just on the northwest side of Indianapolis, we're seeing a little rain and drizzle along I-65 up towards Lebanon and Frankfort, where the rain's a little bit heavier in downtown Frankfort and portions of Clinton County. Out west, thunderstorm between Newport and Kingman, just south of Covington, and then around Fowler and Oxford, and also Delphi, the home of the Oracles. We're seeing some rain this morning, but as we zoom back out again, most of what we're seeing outside of that rain just to the east of Muncie is moving out. It's really thinning out in both the area and intensity. Here downtown, we're not seeing any rain yet, but you can see with the flags on top of the state capitol dome, we're picking up a southeasterly breeze, 75 right now. The winds have died down to the east now at 3 miles per hour, and get ready. This is going to be a very warm and humid day. In fact, the week ahead is going to be warm and humid with a scattered thunderstorm around the area today. Now, this is what the last 6 hours have looked like, with the heaviest rain this morning up to our north. In fact, north of Rensselaer, north of Remington, up towards Crown Point this morning. For the most part, we don't have a lot of cloud cover, but again, as is the case in this very warm, humid air mass, it doesn't take much to trigger off a brief thunderstorm. Usually these things play themselves out, and certainly that's what we're expecting today. Not a lot of widespread thunderstorms today. Muncie, you're at 72. Lafayette at 74. Good morning. Bloomington, 73 degrees this morning. Now, I am going to call for a chance for a thunderstorm both today and then tonight, but really the computer models don't seem to suggest we're going to get a whole lot of rain, except in these locally heavy areas. Bloomington, for instance, could get close to 1/4 of an inch. But really, most of the next several days will be dry, but very warm and very humid. In fact, you'll see what I mean here. This is a look at our future track, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, a couple of scattered or isolated thunderstorms. As we move on into tomorrow, then, high pressure takes over. The heat and the humidity will be on. It's going to be very warm and very muggy here Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we have another chance for a thunderstorm in here, as you'll see later on in the week. Sun and clouds today. We've already seen a thunderstorm in parts of the area. Still could see another 1 or 2 today, but overall just warm and humid at 89 degrees. Partly cloudy and isolated thunderstorm, 70 degrees tonight. And then here's my extended forecast. Wow, look at all that warm weather. My wife's going to love this. 90 degrees Tuesday, 92 on Wednesday, 90 on Thursday, and then some scattered thunderstorms by the end of the week. But still, this is going to be the warmest week of the year thus far. So came back from vacation. Look what I brought with me.
No kidding.
But this is something we're going to talk about a lot today, and we'll have more for you in just a few minutes. It could have been a lot worse with these thunderstorms here.
All right, Chuck, thank you.
Well, people in central Kansas are cleaning up this week after severe storms battered the area over the weekend.
Now, Eyewitness Sports.
Good morning, everyone. The top 2 teams have dominated IndyCar this season. Team Penske and Target Chip Ganassi won the first 6 races of the season. Can anyone run down the top dogs? Now, starting grid was based on car points yesterday, so Elio Castroneves at the pole. Lap 18, Elio Castroneves